I find it really tough for Canadians, paying millions of dollars for advertising that teaches them how to stay on budget, while the government continues to run deficits and increase spending. So maybe you can see that Canadians find it ironic that government is spending their tax dollars advertising the importance of budgeting. Okay, thanks. So just for quick context for anybody that's watching, so today we're here with Public Service and Procurement Canada, and who's basically the central purchasing agent for the Government of Canada. And the reason that you're here is because the government's coming back to Parliament asking for more money than was originally budgeted. And that's what the supplementary estimates are about. And as I was going through the new numbers, one thing caught my eye. And it was the increase in government spending on advertising. Now, my first question, I just want to confirm, Ms. Riza, your department is asking for $17 million in additional funding for government advertising programs in the estimates, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so I just want to go over for a moment one of the ad campaigns that was recently launched last month. I think it popped into my Facebook feed or something like that, and it's from Financial Consumer Agency of Canada, and I thought it was really interesting. So this is you're advertising a website for them that has like a mortgage calculator, household budget planner, it's got a credit card repayment calculator, it compares bank accounts, planned savings and goals, manage monthly expenses. I was really quite impressed with all the different apps, although I know those apps are available for free elsewhere. But they're all designed to help Canadians budget carefully, stay on track financially, and especially when times are tight. So the basic message of that ad campaign is that when money's tight, careful budgeting matters. So now I know for a member of Parliament, we also get a budget, and we have this great tool. It's kind of like a dashboard that lets us know whether or not we're within the budget, if we've overspent or not. And the advertising is the one thing that I find the easiest to keep track of. If you're getting close to the end, you just stop with the advertising so that you don't go over your budget. Does your department have something similar for you to make sure that you don't go over budget?
Certainly. So we can talk, there's a lot in there to unpack. On the $17 million, that's for unplanned needs that the government has, is thinking that...
Discretional, correct?
Well, it's unplanned needs that have come up that they've decided that, like that campaign that you indicated, would have been something planned that would have been part of their individual budget.
Okay.
So in terms of the budget controls that we have, as you indicated, we're here in Sub C. There's main estimates that are tabled for parliamentarians to vote on. Things come up during the year, adjustments need to be made. SUPs are kind of a traditional process in which we can present the wrap-up of what needs to be adjusted.
So I guess what I find really interesting is that you wouldn't know ahead of time, what your ad campaigns are going to be, and then I just think you regularly come asking for additional spending, but beyond what was originally planned, and I find it really tough for Canadians, paying millions of dollars for advertising that teaches them how to stay on budget, while the government continues to run deficits and increase spending. So maybe you can see that Canadians find it ironic that government is spending their tax dollars advertising the importance of budgeting.
Again, on advertising, it's run in a very kind of structured way, as my colleague indicated earlier. For example, at PSPC, we spent $210,000 all year on advertising. So the $17 million is, if needed, the government has for an unplanned advertising campaign access. The money that doesn't get spent goes back to the fiscal framework.
Quick question. Do you have a right to refuse ad dollars when you're over budget, or is it more of a rubber stamp in your office?
I would just like to say there's no rubber stamping in the office of the deputy, as I've been in this committee many times, and rubber stamping is dangerous. We have
so if you don't mind, I just kind of want to finish up. The Liberal government's asking Parliament for another $17 million in advertising, including campaigns that promote tools like mortgage calculators and household budget planners to help Canadians manage their finances. And Canadians are struggling with affordability today because of this government's reckless overspending. Higher taxes, rising debt, years of inflation that have driven up the cost of groceries, housing, and everyday life. Families are already budgeting. They do it every week at the grocery store, every month when the mortgage payment comes due. They're making difficult choices because life has become so unaffordable. And now that same government that helped create the affordability crisis wants to spend millions of taxpayer dollars advertising lessons on budgeting to the very Canadians it's put under financial pressure. Canadians don't need advertising campaigns telling them how to survive hard times. They need a government that stops making life unaffordable in the first place. Thank you.
All right. Thanks for watching, gang. Smash the like, hit subscribe. Catch you in the next video. Cheers for now.